to Childhood Trash, a dumpster dive into our childhood nostalgia where we re-examine some of our most influential media from our youth in order to answer the question, tragic or nostalgic. I'm your host, Maggie Keating, joined by my co-host,
Pia LaPlaca.
Pia. How are you doing today?
I'm doing so good, Maggie.
I am really excited to talk about House of Anubis.
Season 1. Finale.
Explosive finale.
Explosive Season 1 finale. I can remember this like I watched it yesterday.
Maybe because I did.
Maybe because I did. Who knows? But yeah, these are like, it's technically House of Forever, but it's also like, it's a super special, fun, long, like hour episode.
Yeah, it's about
so
an hour.
I think it has like, in my notes, I'm going to be honest with you. I couldn't be bothered to get my DVD yesterday out of like wherever it was. And I watched, they're free on YouTube in Russian. So I watched this last episode in Russian.
Oh my god. You didn't even pirate it? Why didn't you pirate it?
Because I didn't feel like it. It was too much work.
Oh my god.
So I just watched this in Russian. So it has like, it's dubbed in Russian, but you can still hear the American. You can still hear the English. And I put the English subtitles on.
Oh my god.
I just really wanted to tell you.
You're actually crazy for that.
Yeah. Wait, can I actually play it for you?
Yeah.
It's so funny. It's so funny how they say their names.
Наталья Рамос, Брэд Кавена, Джейд Рэмси,
Oh my god.
Анна Мулвейтен, Бобби Локвуд, Тесси Донрадж, Юджин Саймон, Алекс Сойер, Лариса Клейтон.
That's actually so funny.
It made me giggle.
There's no way.
Anyway.
I can't believe you sat through it.
I did.
For an
Every
hour?
time. Every time.
Well, she did that. I didn't.
But the exciting news is that season 1, right,
Mhm.
of House of Anubis is coming onto Netflix.
Yes.
At the end of March?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Of course this would happen, like, right after
Right
we're done.
after we finished the last episode. Like,
yeah. Yeah.
So
But
rude.
but that means you can rewatch it and then listen to the podcast
Again.
along with your rewatch.
You should actually play it at the same time. I
Yeah.
think it will sound like Russian.
Yeah. And then you can prepare for season 2. That's not going to be on Netflix, but hopefully it will soon.
Yeah, I feel like it's a good step in the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
Because I am not a Paramount Plus girly. I refuse to get it.
It's ridiculous.
There's
Although-
nothing on it I would watch.
Except
Actually,
House of
that's not
Anubis.
true. Besides House of Anubis and like
Every Nickelodeon.
every
Sure.
Nickelodeon, and also the new Criminal Minds is on there.
Oh. Season 2 is my favorite season.
I know, but we're not there yet. We're here to talk about season 1,
I'm sorry.
Maggie.
Okay, I'm sorry. It's just so good. Okay.
So, can you tell us what happened to recap the last
So, yeah.
time we were here
To recap,
in this room?
yeah, the last episode.
Group of episodes.
Group of episodes. Alfie joined the Sabuna gang. They found the final clue, which was inside Corbière. Crazy. And Rufus is using Jerome to get to the relics and the elixir. And in the last scene, they tried to trap Rufus in the cellar, but he snuck his way out of there and snatched Nina by the hand and tried to grab her locket before she could lock him in the cellar. So that's where we left off in the eve of the season finale.
In the penultimate episode.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
The season finale eve. That's what I call it.
Picking up right at that scene. You know, they don't waste any time.
No. Rufus has escaped. That is what happens next. He basically pushes them all out of the way, busts out from the oven entrance to the cellar, and he's like, I'm out of here. But he escapes with nothing. He doesn't have the pieces, he doesn't have the elixir, he's left with nothing, and the Sabunas are with everything, which is awesome.
I have very few notes on the first part of this episode,
Yeah,
to be honest with
the
you.
first episode, so there's 4 episodes within this
The
episode.
episode.
It's really confusing how they did this. But the first 10 minutes is one episode.
Yeah.
And there's not much that happens in the first episode.
Yeah.
But basically, Jerome is trying to figure out how to get away from Rufus because Jerome is stupid and got involved with Rufus.
In the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah, and his threats are getting, like, increasingly more, like, violent and, like, sadistic.
He's like,
Yeah, you're dead.
He's like, you're gonna find out what happens to a mummy. He's like, you're gonna be mummified. It's really funny. But I think the most fun thing that happens in this episode is that Amber gets a prom message from, or like a DM basically, from somebody calling himself King Tut. who is asking her to the prom and is trying to be like, you should find out who I am. It's like a little scavenger hunt base. Not a scavenger hunt, but like a mystery for her.
It is a little mystery.
Mhm.
I also love this part as well.
And then,
I love the like we talked about this before. Like I'm a hoe for a dance.
a dance in
a
the
dance.
end. Yeah, it happened in the end of the last movie that we talked about, the end of Read It and Weep as well. There's like having a dance at the end of a show.
I think in almost
or a
everything
movie.
we've talked about, it has a dance.
Yeah, there isn't a dance in Avalon High.
There's no dance in Avalon.
But it's a
It was
football
missing
game.
that. It was missing that
Yeah.
dance.
So everyone's there. So it's
They
like
had
a
a
football
party.
game. Yeah.
I also figured out I was on the wrong section of my notes.
Oops.
I was like, none of this has happened. So Amber thinks that this message at first is from Fabian. And she's like, poor Nina. She doesn't even know. like she is just like, who would this like history nerd that knows who King Tut is be messaging me? And so she just like goes on a whole little thing through the next couple of episodes of like thinking it's one person and then like letting them down easy in Amber's mind. And they're like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
they're like, we
no,
never,
it's not me at all.
we literally never asked you. But I do like the dance a lot, also because Fabian is just so awkward and so just sister struggling to ask Nina. And there's this one scene.
It's so cute.
And Amber, after letting down Fabian, is talking to Nina and she's like, why don't you just like ask him? Like you can do that. Like I know like you're a girl, but like you can do that.
Yeah.
And of course like Fabian comes around the corner and goes, ask me what? And she goes, if you pluck your eyebrows, they're so shapely.
I wrote that down too. I actually.
And then immediately, like without even blinking, Amber goes,
I
she's
actually
lying.
wrote that too. I actually wrote
wrote
that
it
down. That's so funny.
And like I love that Amber is such a shipper of Fabina. It allows this really like awkward, almost cringiness to be okay. Because she's like, no, you're lying. Like, come on. Like, get to the point.
Yeah, she's saying what we're all thinking.
Yeah.
But moving on from the relationship aspect, Victor knows that the kids are involved. Basically, he's like, the kids have the puzzle pieces. The kids know about the cup. The kids know stuff and about Rufus. And he's talking to the other teachers and he's like, I hate them. Rrr. And Daphne being Miss Andrews, says something really funny. And she's like, do you sometimes think that maybe you're in the wrong job, Victor? And he's like, you know, but she's just like, she gets it sometimes. I love her.
Sometimes I'm wondering now as we keep going through this episode if there are things that I missed because I watched it in rush.
I feel like that's true. Yeah.
I didn't get that.
Yeah. So Rufus keeps threatening Jerome, and he's like, I need the pieces tonight. And he keeps like giving Jerome deadlines that Jerome keeps missing. And then he reveals something which is really important, that once every 25 years at a certain time, a descendant from the bloodline of Amneris, who is somebody, I guess, has a chance to assemble the cup from its like broken state of all the pieces.
So he finds out chosen hour and chosen one, right?
That's what we need to assemble the cup.
What we found out. And so when we go back to the next scene, which is basically like the Savuna gang hanging out, and they're like, okay, let's put this together. Now we know this is a cup. Let's put it together. And they bring Jerome in kind of reluctantly because they don't really trust him yet.
But they're
it
trying
takes him
to...
Yeah, but they're trying to, but they're also like, let's keep him like close to us anyways because like that's safer.
Yeah. And
Nina's trying to assemble it. And of course, like cue the earthquake.
Yeah. Everything is shaking. The lights are flickering. It's going crazy
it's
up in there.
Spooky ooky.
Spooky ooky.
And that's when Jerome is like, no, you guys are like literally dumb. You don't even know that it has to be like a specific person on a specific date and time that this can work.
But in return for that information, he asks to be an official member of the gang.
Which is adorable.
Yeah, he just wants friends.
That's what I wrote down.
He just wants to be, like, loved. I just love Jerome so much, and I'm sorry, I don't care. He is all of us.
So next up, Nina gets a little visit from Ghosty Sarah.
We love Ghosty Sarah.
We love Ghosty Sarah. Every time she comes on screen, I want to cry.
Yeah.
And she's, like, saying some shit.
Gave you a present.
A present.
Open it.
Yeah.
And then she goes, twinkle,
twinkle,
little
so
star.
Scared. So creepy.
Yeah.
So Nina wakes up like, what the fuck just happened? Like, I just like don't even know what to do with this. Yeah, that's kind of all we get from that.
Yeah, so they're like, let's solve this next riddle. They're working on that. And Amber's still trying to figure out who King Tut is. she's pretty sure it's not Fabian. Well, we know that now. She has gone through a list of some of the guys. She's just trying to figure it out, and she's like pretty sad about it. So she's sitting in the like common area of their school, and she's crying or being sad. And Mick comes over, and he's like, "What's wrong?" Blah, blah, blah. And Amber's telling him about it, and then he hugs her, and he's just being a nice friend.
Their friendship, I wrote this down too. Like their friendship is so sweet.
I think it's really
I
sweet.
love them so much because like I am sad that they like didn't work out as a couple. Because I just hate Mara.
Yeah.
And I think Mick is boring and Amber deserves better anyways.
Yeah.
But I think their friendship is so sweet.
Yes.
And I love it.
And so they're hugging and Mick is cheering her up. And then Mara comes in and she's like, very cozy, are we? And she's like so jealous and mean. And Mick is like, oh, I'm just like lending a shoulder. Like Amber's really upset right now. And it humbles her so fast. She's like, oh, I didn't even realize. Like, and she's just being so nasty about it for no reason.
No, Mara's the most inconsistent character, and she really bothers me. I
Stinks.
don't even bother to pay attention to her anymore.
I don't like her one bit. Something else I loved is how the boys are practicing for the dance.
I love it, and how Mick doesn't know how to dance.
It's
That's
really
kind
cute.
of his only conflict in this last
Yeah.
episode is that he doesn't know how to dance, but also like Also, Fabian doesn't know how to dance, and so they teach each other like how to dance.
Yes, so they're
and they
dancing
dance
together, and then
I was
everyone
like,
catches them. It's
oh my
so
God.
funny. I love it.
But when they're dancing together, I was like literally just like fighting toxic masculinity
Yeah.
one episode at a
Yeah.
time. Like it was so just breathtaking. I loved it.
Yeah. So Amber then thinks that
Jerome is King
is
Tut.
King Tut.
In an alternate reality.
Yeah.
Can we imagine Jerome and Amber
Because,
being together?
in season 2, Jerome dates a handful of the girls.
I know.
And in season 3. So he dates a few of the other
But
girls
he never
in the house.
dates Amber.
He never dates Amber, but he makes it work surprisingly with the other girls in the house. Like, you don't see it coming, but it makes sense when it happens.
I think him and Mara make sense.
Yeah. I think him
I
and
don't
Mara
remember-
made a lot
I
of
don't
sense.
remember who else he dates.
He
He
dates
dates
Joy. And
Everyone
I actually
dates
thought
Joy.
that made a lot of sense.
I just don't like Joy.
I liked her going on later in the show. I thought she was an interesting character.
Whatever.
But Mara or Amber and Jerome.
Because I saw that and I was like, oh, like what if they made that happen?
I just feel like Alfie and Amber are so made
I
for each
agree.
other in this show. Like the goofy, like Amber doesn't realize how goofy she is.
Yeah.
And like Alfie is just the perfect match for that.
Yeah. I do feel like I agree with you. I also just wanted to think about like if Alfie like hypothetically like wasn't there,
Mhm.
then I feel like that would be a really interesting combination.
Yeah.
Because I would like to see where that would go.
Jerome is just so serious, and Amber is so opposite of serious.
Yeah. And I think Jerome, like I think the reason why they kept putting him with different like girls in the show is because like it's something different every time
Mhm.
because he's like such a complex character.
He is.
He is like whatever.
He has the most complex backstory out of all of them, for sure.
Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just thought about that. I was like, huh,
What would have happened?
What would have
But
happened
he
there?
rejects her in the nastiest way. He laughs in her face.
He does. It hurts.
And like makes a big deal out of it and tells everybody about it in his nasty little Jerome way. But
there's also another scene of Mick eating a banana.
always
always.
eating. We love him. Something funny that happens is Amber is obsessed with ordering this prom dress, and she finally picks it. It arrives, and it is a doll's dress. It is tiny.
Oh gosh,
It's really small,
it is.
and she is a mess over it. But it's kind of funny.
Is it funny?
It's a little funny. I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, one of my favorite moments from kind of leading up, like Fabian, it takes him so long to ask Nina.
Yes.
But there's one of my favorite moments that I totally forgot about until I watched it, and I was like, literally, this makes me want to throw up. It's so cute. Was like Fabian and Nina are trying to crack this like map puzzle that they got with these coordinates.
Yes, because that's what they found in Sarah's box, which was from the Twinkle Twinkle Little Star clip.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it will like give them the like date and time for the like chosen hour.
Yeah.
While I think like Fabian's like researching or something, he's just like looking at his computer, and like Nina's just like sitting. They're like both on her bed or something, and she's just like sitting like staring longingly at him, and he's like, "Wait, what are you like? Why are you staring at me? Like, what?" And she said that little frown when you concentrate.
They were
Shut
so cute.
up.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I love them so much.
Me too.
But they do figure out when the chosen hour is.
Yes, which like they don't say the exact date, but they just know.
Well, they say it's the dance. It's the night
it's
of
the
the
day
dance.
of the dance. Yes, yeah.
It's the night of the dance at midnight.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, so they have that piece of the puzzle, and they also now think that Joy is the chosen one.
Right. Fabian does eventually get the time to ask Nina to the dance. It just took, because they kept getting interrupted. It was really fun.
It's another one of my favorite scenes.
Yes, and he's like, Nina, I have something to ask you. And she goes, yes. And he's like, wait, but you don't even know if you know that what I was going to ask you, and you didn't know if you said yes to what I was going to ask you. And she's like, wait, oh no, what were you going to ask me?
Like, of course, like, Patricia comes in the room, and then they have to ask her to leave, and they have to ask her to leave so that he can actually ask her, and he goes, Nina, will you go to the dance? And then she goes, yes! And he goes, yes! Yes!
Yeah.
He gets so excited!
Yeah.
And then Patricia's like, oh, like, can I come back in now? Like, are you done? And then...
She makes the funniest jokes.
Because, oh my gosh. So, Nina's like, oh my gosh, so, like, Fabian asked me to the dance, and Patricia's like, I thought I was going with Fabian to the dance. Just kidding!
and Nina's so distressed for a minute. It's great. I loved it.
Oh, I loved it so much.
But later that night, the girls are getting ready for prom. Everyone's all dolled up, and they're all wearing all their robes, so like getting ready. Amber's crying in bed because she doesn't have a dress.
I know, it's so sad.
It's really funny though because it's Mara, Patricia, and Nina trying to offer her dresses, and she's like, I can't remember what she says exactly, but she's like goth, frumpy. I don't even want to start.
And they're like, you picked this out for me.
Yeah.
Like, no, I do love that scene. So then the girls get ready and they kind of leave Amber because she's sad.
And she's not going to go.
And she's not going to go. Because she doesn't have a dress. And the girls get ready and like when they walk down the stairs and the guys look all cute, like, you know, they're wearing like their tuxes or whatever, I think. Mm-hmm. The girls do not look cute. I do not like a single one of their looks.
Nina had like one of those tiny black sweaters on and I was like, ew. Like one of those
and like a very high neck like choir concert dress.
Yeah.
None of them were like really rocking it.
Yeah.
Which is why I feel like Amber made such a splash.
Yeah, for sure. And then Alfie finds out that Jerome had hidden the real dress that Amber ordered and was keeping it to like take his mind off of everything with Rufus because he was just like he needed a good prank. And it was in their room and Alfie takes the blue dress, takes it upstairs to Amber, and is like sprinkling rose petals over her as she's sleeping in bed. She wakes up and he has this like fairy godmother wand and he like
Amber,
sparkles
you shall go to the dance.
Yes, and she wakes up and she's like, oh, you have my dress. Oh my gosh, where did you get it? And he's like, it was Jerome, not me. And he reveals that he's King Tut. And he's like, are you disappointed? And she's like, actually, no, I'm not.
I know, that was so sweet. And I was like, this is character development. We have literally been building to this all season long. Yeah. I can't wait for season 2.
I'm an Amphi stan.
Oh my god, me too.
Yeah.
They just give such like, oh my gosh. Now I'm forgetting who Sharpay's love interest is in High School Musical. It's not Chad. It's anyway. They give that energy.
Yeah.
Strudel scones, even apple bandana.
Yeah. It's so...
So, literally saying, and then, like I said, Amber's dress is gorgeous. She looks fantastic. She's showing everyone the fuck up. Mm-hmm. So, they're going to the dance. Mm-hmm. But, before they go to the dance, they get...
Note from Joy!
And it's a little cute little backwards note.
Again. So, they're like, maybe it's her, but keep in mind, Patricia has a phone and has been texting Joy, so they already have a plan before this. So it's weird that she got the letter.
And remember back to the mid-season finale where she got a backwards letter, and then who was in the forest? Not Joy. It was Rufus.
Right.
So we see them go to the school.
Yeah.
And they go to the history classroom.
Where they're supposed to meet.
Where they're supposed to meet Joy according to the note.
Mm-hmm. And Patricia comes. She has this bag. And they meet Hot Teacher in there.
Yeah.
And he's like, I suppose you don't mind if I check your bag. And he checks the bag, or he's about to check the bag. When Rufus comes in, he's holding this, like,
some spicy bugs.
Spicy bugs in an hourglass. And he's like, I will break this, and they will kill you if you don't get out and give me the bag. And he tells Jason to go get the elixir and to like tell the teachers that he's holding everyone hostage. So Jason runs away, and all the kids are trapped in the room with Jason. So, or not with Jason, with Rufus.
So he then takes Patricia's bag, and he's like, "You stupid kids," you know, like showing up. Like,
hey, this letter wasn't from Joy, it was from me. Ha ha ha.
Ha ha ha. And he opens the bag, and there's like water in there.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. And then you get this kind of like flashback almost, or like maybe like it's occurring
I think it's
at the
occurring
same
at
time.
the same
Okay,
time.
it's occurring at the same time of the scene of Joy in the woods opening an identical bag, which in no way did it need to be identical.
No, it didn't at all.
An identical bag that has all the like relic all the cup of bank pieces.
So they had planned it before with Joy, and they got the pieces to her safely.
Yep.
But that's no good because the teachers end up finding Joy because they found out that the kids were in touch with Joy and were able to kind of track what their plan was. So the teachers now have Joy. They have the relics. They know the chosen hour. They're about to assemble the cup.
Yeah. So they head on over to the school. They get all their cute little robes on.
Mm-hmm.
They start doing the chant. They start saying like, "Sister, sister." I don't know what their chant is.
It's
Bring life to the cup and do the
with
life.
this circle
and
of
put the
light, you
life.
seal the
life.
circle of life.
Yep,
Something
exactly.
like that. Yeah.
And Joy is trying her darndest to assemble this cup, but it's not working. She's like, can't do it. And so she gives up, and Rufus is like, no, optical flip. But
the thing, okay, something interesting about this scene. So Jason runs in, he's very late to the ceremony.
Yes.
And he's like, Victor, oh my God, like Rufus has the children, like we have to save them. And Victor's like, perfect. They're out of our way. Let's leave them. What?
I know, I wrote that down too.
What? Huh?
I know.
Yeah, like what? And we find out that Jason has a degenerative illness of some sort. They don't actually specify which one.
Oh, yeah.
Which is why he's interested in drinking the elixir, which is like why he betrayed
So he's
Patricia.
not actually like a bad guy, kind of.
Yeah,
He's like a morally great character.
he's a morally great character. And it's mentioned very briefly in passing, but...
Yeah. And then kind of back at the school, Rufus is just like taunting and scaring the children.
Yeah.
And he basically reveals to them how the cup of ink and the elixir of life work, and how it's not just like bing, bang, boom, they get eternal life. It is a life for a life, bitch. And you know whose names are on those little pieces? You guys.
So that's connects to the when the tokens that they found in Victor's office during the play. So Nina was like sneaking back to get the puzzle piece back. She found those tokens in his desk, and they had all their names on them. She's like, what do these mean? Well, those tokens go on scales, and when the scales tip, it means that the young life has been traded for the older person's life.
It's beautiful.
So dark. Like, so dark.
So scary.
For a kid's TV show. They're all like, we're gonna die.
Yeah, no.
Like, they're just gonna kill us?
I know. Alfie's like, does this count as a date if we're gonna die?
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah. And Rufus is getting fed up, like, because Jason's not in sight. No one's coming back. And so he, like, grabs Nina at one point, and he's gonna, like, smash her. And Fabian runs at him. He attacked. This man, I loved it. Oh my God.
He tackles Rufus, and everyone rushes for the door. They steal the key. They unlock the door. And Jerome, this is such a good moment for Jerome because it's such an interesting character moment. Like, everyone runs out, and Nina, I think, has the glass with all the spicy bugs in it.
Yeah.
And he's like, Nina, throw it. Because Rufus is still trapped in the room with them. And she's like, I can't. Like, she doesn't want to hurt him.
Yeah.
And Jerome takes it from her and he throws it. And he, like, traps him in there, and the bugs start attacking him, and it looks like he's dead.
But he's not.
He's not.
He's definitely not. He's just warty now.
Yes, now he's covered in bugs. But it's really interesting because then they close the door, and Nina's like, why did you do it? How could you do that? And Jerome is like, it was him or us, Nina. And it's such an interesting thing. Like, Jerome, like, you know, like Star Wars when they're like, Han Solo shot first. Have you watched Star Wars?
I have, but I don't remember it that well.
It's in A New Hope, and he's meeting with Greedo. And George Lucas edited originally in the first cut of the movie that came out in like the 70s. Han Solo shot first in this one scene. And then George Lucas went back and edited everything so it looked like Greedo shot first to like make him look like a better character.
Oh.
Yeah.
Whoa, weird.
So it's just like an interesting moral thing about Jerome.
Jerome? More like Han Solo.
So true.
moving swiftly along.
Yeah.
They all head back to the house and they meet up with Joy and she's like, well, not me. Couldn't make it work.
It didn't work. The cup's not real.
Nope.
It's over, guys.
It's all fucking fake news. And they talk, and Nina kind of like talks to Joy for like the first time in her life. Really?
Yeah,
and
it's
she's
a
like,
weird meeting.
She's like, so like, Joy, like, why did they like think you were the chosen one? Like, where did they even like get that idea? And she's like, well, you know what? I was born at 7 on the 7th of the 7th of the 7th of the 7th.
Yes, exactly.
And Nina's like, hold on a minute.
So was I.
So was I. And then Fabian's like, hold on another minute.
Mm-hmm.
Joy, what time were you born? And she was like, 7 p.m. And he's like, well, bitch, you're an idiot, because that's not actually 7.
That's 14 o'clock.
14 o'clock.
Yeah. Wait, that's not 14 o'clock, is it?
It doesn't matter.
I don't know. Sorry, guys. I don't know
Definitely not.
military
It's
time.
I just so believed you.
That's
It's 19. We got it. It's fine.
Wait,
we got there eventually.
Okay.
And he's like, Nina, what time were you born? And she's like, I don't know, sometime in the morning. And he's like, wouldn't you bet? It's 7 a.m.
So Nina
is
hearing things. She hears Sarah. Sarah's like, it's not too late. Go to the cellar, assemble the cup. So she hauls ass to the cellar and starts to assemble the cup.
and
And
some
it
magic
works.
shit happens.
There's light swirling. It's
beautiful.
crazy.
And like right after they do it, and she's like, she like has one moment, and then Rufus comes down and he grabs the cup and like makes them hand over the elixir and pours the elixir into the cup, knocks that one back, and then he's like, wow, I'm the best, and
I'm
like,
alive.
yeah. And like Victor comes down and he's like, oh no, and like everyone's like ruining the day, you know.
And he's like, is anyone feeling poorly? Somebody's about to die.
Yeah. But then he like leaves, right? Yeah.
But Alfie starts to feel.
So Alfie like faints or like is like feeling lightheaded. Rufus left and he put the cup like in the furnace or some shit.
Yeah.
Thinking it would burn. Like, bitch, this is magic.
Yeah.
And Alfie's like feeling sick. He's like, oh my god, like I'm dying, whatever. And like Fabian's like, hold up, bitches.
Stop pretending.
Like, you literally thought I would have given him the real elixir?
You know me better than that.
Like, you know me so much better than that. That was a fake one. I threw out the real elixir, which Victor's like my literal life's work.
Yeah. Like, are you for real?
Like, are
Yeah.
you for real right now? He's like, that was my insurance policy.
Mhm.
And I was like, oh yeah, I'm fine.
And he's like, oh, what? I was feeling a little lightheaded. But Fabian saves the day by switching out the elixir.
So Fabian of him.
Yeah, and nobody gets hurt.
Nobody gets hurt. So the gang is all like, whoop-de-doo, we win, and we're going to go back to the dance and celebrate and have a good old time. But Nina,
she realizes she's hearing more and more voices. And it's Sarah, and she's like, Nina, it's not over yet. And Nina goes back down to the cellar and takes the cup out of the furnace because it is not burning because it's magical. Obviously, it's not going to burn. And it's going to create more problems later on, of course.
and she has to hide it. So she hides it. We don't see in
Until
this
the
episode.
end. No, we see it at the end.
Oh, we see it at the very end. Yes, true. But as of this scene, we don't see where she hides it. And then we're at prom. Everyone's having a grand old time.
Dancing, singing.
Singing.
I don't know. Amber gets on stage.
She makes an executive decision.
Of course. To decide who is prom king and queen. And it is going to be Fabian and Nina, which is so fun. So Fabian and Nina are crowned prom king and queen. And they have a little moment and they're dancing on stage. And then they have a kiss. Yay!
What I love about this is Nina's like, oh my gosh, like we won this. This is so cute. We're having a cute little moment. And Fabian's like, okay, but like where'd you put it? Like what are you doing with the cup? Like what's going on at the mystery? And she's like, all that can wait. This can't. And like gives it a good old smooch. And it is so cute. And I love it. And I also just love the fact that he was like he was like, but what about the mystery?
Yeah.
I love it.
And then the very last scene, the camera kind of fades or like floats down, and we see that the cup is hidden under the stage. So that is the
explosive season 1 finale. We are going to do a quick tier ranking
and
of some of the most iconic moments. We're going to do a little bit of a recap of the season as a whole.
First, Bia, I have a few questions.
Oh my gosh, you do?
Some awards that I want you to give
oh my
to
god,
the season.
superlatives?
Some superlatives.
Oh my god, I'm so excited.
So, some House of Anubis superlatives. So, I just want to answer, what is your favorite moment overall? Who would you give that moment to in this season? I think I have my answer.
Can you tell me your answer first?
Okay. I think mine has to go to My Name is Sally. I think that's my favorite moment overall.
That's such a good moment. Wait, now I don't want to copy you. I gotta think of something else.
No, it's fine.
No, I have to think of something else. You know, I got the kiss at the end of this confused with the one in season 2.
The one in season 2.
Because I was like, you're my chosen one. I kept saying that to myself. And then it didn't happen. And I got really confused.
Yeah. That's a great one.
And I think
I believe
my favorite moment,
mm-hmm.
I'm going to go with the ending. I'm going to go with them being prom king and queen.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm going to go with that.
Okay. Now, best and worst acting performances.
Okay, best goes to Sarah.
Okay, yeah.
Every performance she smashes.
True.
She smashes it.
Yes, and worst.
I mean, okay.
This is kind of a loaded question.
If Natalia Ramos would close her mouth, if she just, you know? I found that a lot with this last episode. Oh my goodness, was she surprised? Because I could tell because her mouth was open.
Yeah.
And like, oh, that really bugged me.
Yeah.
I'm not at all saying she's a bad actor. I just think that she gave some of the weakest performances.
I think I'd have to go with her for my worst acting performance. I might have to go with Jerome for my best acting.
That's crazy of you.
Yeah. Besides Sarah. Like, Sarah is a whole other level. But he is just like, I don't know, like, what I was watching him, I was like, he's kind of giving it his all.
I really, no, you know what? I actually noticed that a lot too, especially in these last couple of episodes, because I was like, oh, like, he's an actor.
Like he was scared.
I mean, like, he's around children and he's an
actor. Yeah, that's what I noticed a lot. So, who's the character that stole your heart this season?
Oh my gosh. You know what? Fabian steals my heart every time he's on screen. He's so awkward and funny. I would also say that I have a soft place in my heart for Alfie.
I was going to say Alfie as well. Alfie or Sarah.
He's not my bias, but I like him.
Yeah. Okay, this is an interesting one. Best House of Anubis sound effect. Because there are so many.
Oh my god.
And I have my answer for this one. Just because it's just so common.
Oh, please do it.
So you know the every time Victor is angry, there's like a growl sound when he talks. Okay. But it's like a rah. Like it's so funny. And it's not him. It's just like they added a growl every time he's like talking. And I think it's really funny.
I don't know if I've ever noticed that.
You like if I played it for you, you would recognize
I would say the soundtrack in the episode where Alfie's in the basement specifically is so spooky ooky.
Yeah.
And I really like that one.
Yes, I agree. All right, and then last, best styled character, best outfits.
I know who you're gonna say.
You probably do. Who are you gonna say?
I think I would say Amber. Mm-hmm. I think she has her misses.
Yes.
At times. Mm-hmm. But I think she also has some really cute outfits. I like her party outfits. Mm-hmm. I love her prom outfit. Yeah. She is consistent, and I like that. I
think I'm going Patricia, obviously. Yeah. I love Patricia's, like, outfits. I love her little hair clips. Like, she's just slaying. Especially in season 2, when we get to season 2. Like, she eats, especially at the, like, dance in season 2. Those are the superlatives for this season. So, should we move on to some tier ranking?
Let's do it.
So,
we have made a tier ranker. We're going to put this on the Instagram so you can see it as well. Please tell us our categories, Maggie.
So, at the top, the tippity top, the best of the best, it would be deserves the elixir of life.
Of course.
And then just a step below, just as good, but not like, you know, living forever.
Yeah.
Trudy's baked goods, because we all know those are delicious.
They're slay.
Now, in the middle, the meh of the meh.
The mid.
The mid. Mixed personality, if you will. Now, just above the worst ever would be really into taxidermy. That is pretty bad, but not the worst. And then in our bottom category, we have Mara's reputation era. If you remember that from the first half.
Oh, yes. I don't think we could forget it.
So we have about 24 to go through right now, and we can add some more later.
And I think we're going to do like this, like rapid fire, go with your gut.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Kind of initial thoughts.
The first one's pretty easy, actually.
I know.
So we're going to start off strong. Mara accusing Mrs. Robinson of sexual assault. And I know where that's going.
I think that's going in her reputation era.
I think that's going in Mara's reputation era.
That's
horrible.
when it happened.
That's,
and it was
like, terrible.
Literally, I think the worst thing that happened in this season.
And it's so bad. Like, why?
Like, her, like, it's It's really bad and really like, I don't know why you tried
Why
to
did you
tackle
do
that.
Yeah, I don't know. Why did they do that?
I don't know.
So then we're going to mixed bracelet mix up, which is in the first few episodes of the show.
It feels mid. It feels mid.
I think it's mid or really into taxidermy for me.
It doesn't bother me that much.
It doesn't.
I just think it's kind of silly.
I would be enraged, but yeah.
Oh, it's so true.
If I was in that situation, I would be enraged. But mixed personality, I mean, it like is something that Mick did, so I feel like that makes sense. So let's talk about Nita writing a whole ass play.
Oh my gosh. I think that give her the baked goods.
I think Trudy's baked goods. Like, that's a queen moment all by herself.
You know, I don't think I would want to sit through that play, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. I would. My name is Sally.
Okay. But, like, not for an eternity.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
Miss Andrews trying to say Patricia.
Her heart was in the right place.
But it flopped.
So I think mid.
Mid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mixed personality.
Alfie and Jerome sumo ballet dance. I already know where this is going for me. This is a deserves elixir of life for me. This is the funniest.
I'll say it. Yeah.
Like, I think this
it's
is so
so
good.
out of pocket.
Yeah.
It makes, like, no sense. Yeah. And I love it.
Like,
okay.
why?
Yeah.
Because.
See, we might have a different opinion, but yeah, continue.
For this one?
Not for this one, but in general for the...
Fabian asking, the idea of Fabian asking Patricia to prom.
Well, because he, like, accidentally kind of does.
Yeah. I do think it's really funny.
But, like, as a Nina stan, I feel like it's really into taxidermy.
That's what I was going to say as well.
Yeah.
It's also,
It's a major flop.
So now we're into Joy's dad interrupting the FaceTime call.
Oh, I think it's iconic. I think it's so funny.
Really? I think it's Trudy's baked goods. It's
It's definitely Trudy's baked goods.
Okay. Now, I feel very strongly about this next one.
Okay.
Amber's cheerleading performance.
Oh, it's Eternal
Life.
Eternal Life.
Yeah.
I could watch that over and over again.
When she starts doing backflips, I cry.
I did backflips.
Yeah, I did backflips. So the next one is Trudy believing the kids when they say that Victor's a freak.
I'd also say that's Eternal Life.
Really?
I would only hesitate in putting it there because she stops.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That's up to you.
I don't know. I'm more of a baked goods for this one. Okay. Because there are some moments that are above this for me.
Oh, that's so true. Okay. Comparatively, yeah.
So now we're at the first Sabuna initiation.
I love this so much. It's eternal.
Yeah, it is Eternal Life.
It's eternal. I love Fabian having to
so
burn
many...
his, like, favorite textbook.
Yeah, of course.
Oh my god. Okay, we have to...
Yes. Hole in the wall of girls' bathroom. I love this so much.
It's so convenient.
Yeah.
I would say it's baked goods.
I would say it's baked goods as well.
Yeah.
Fabian in the girls' bathroom. Because, of course, he's peering.
I'm going to give this taxidermy.
Okay, I'm going to agree with that. Because that's
too
weird.
cringy.
It's weird.
Yeah.
He's in the girls' bathroom. He's looking into the office.
It's weird.
It's just really strange. Fabian groveling to Nina after he loses the puzzle piece.
Oh, I love this.
Where he's like, I know you're going to act rationally and calmly about this.
Yeah.
And she doesn't
I love
at all.
this.
Yeah.
Baked goods.
Baked goods.
Yeah.
There's a lot of baked goods moment in this. The cat.
Eternal Life.
Yeah.
Eternal Life right now.
We love the cat. Mrs. Robinson gets stood up by Jason.
I think it's so funny.
It is.
I think it's such a funny detail.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think? I don't think it's good enough to be baked
I think it's
goods.
mixed personality. It's just fine.
It's just like good that it's there.
Yeah. Amber's cactus costume. For me,
I do like her cactus costume.
I like the canary costume more.
Oh, that's so funny.
The canary costume is funnier.
Equally. I just love that she has these like big little green dots on her face.
Yeah.
I could go baked goods or mid.
I don't know, because I think I like the camel costume more.
Okay.
I want to put it in a different one.
Okay.
So let's move. Alfie and Jerome camel costume.
See, I was going to put that in Eternal Life. And I think your sumo, I think we're switched.
Oh, interesting.
Because were you going to put it in the second tier?
Possibly.
I think their camel costume is so funny.
But Alfie and Jerome are just funny in general, so I think that deserves elixir.
They just all should get elixir of life.
Trudy and Uncle Aid budding romance.
Oh, elixir of life. I want to see the spin-off of that show.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I would live for it.
This is my moment, actually. My name is Sally.
Elixir of life. Like, what can you do?
Okay. Hot teacher joins the cult. For me, this is Mara Reputation era.
Really? Okay. I was gonna go Corbiere, but that's true.
Taxidermy?
Yeah.
I just feel like he sucks for that.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Corbiere's last clue when they wring the neck.
I love that one. I really do.
It's so
It's a
funny.
good one.
Yeah.
I would say mid.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun.
Sarah Cylinder Pod.
Oh my god, Sarah's Cylinders, Eternal Life.
Eternal Life. That's what.
God, I could listen to them all day.
Nina's striped cardigan.
Nina Striped
Already going to the top. Elixir of Life.
Elixir of Life.
Amber's prom dress.
I love Amber's prom dress.
Me too.
Baked goods.
Baked goods.
There are so many good moments in this season, end of last season. What would you rate this, Maggie? Tragic or nostalgic?
I'm giving it a nostalgic. I don't care what anybody says.
The spicy bugs. Like, I just can't get over it. Like, I don't know what they're doing.
I love the spicy
I think
bugs.
it's really stupid. I actually don't like this season finale.
Really?
I've changed my opinion. Was it fun to watch? Yes. But I don't think it was good.
It's nostalgic. For me.
I think it's tragic.
Okay. Fine. Whatever.
I did not anticipate saying that today.
Pia, I don't want to talk to you ever again.
I came into this room
Pod
thinking
canceled.
it was nostalgic, and I'm leaving saying it's tragic.
Whatever. We're done.
Anyways, thank you for listening to this episode of Childhood Trash. You can follow us on Instagram at Childhood Trash Pod. You can follow Maggie at Maggie and Keating.
You can follow Pia at Pia LaPlaca.
Tune in next week. We'll see you then.
Bye.
Bye.